You are now listening to Operator.
We can just pull this jingle all the time.
Get the mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check. 1 2 1 2. Yes, beautiful.
1 2 1 2.
Amazing. You want to have headphones?
No, it's okay.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. We're back again. Every Monday, the first Monday of the month. And today we have another guest, as per usual, Yuna. And today we're going to talk a bit again, how we usually do it. For those who don't know, this show is called Why Do You Care? And we always invite people from within the music field, depends what it is, like a broad range, to ask why do they care, what do they do, what do they love about music. And today we have Yuna. And maybe you can introduce yourself a bit, who you are.
Hey guys.
Hey guys. I'm Yuna. What must I say? This is so new for me.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, let's shake it off.
Let's shake it off.
Yeah.
It
We're
shouldn't
only
be like
5
an
minutes
interview.
late.
It's been more like
It's just chatting. It's nothing crazy.
Okay. Well, I'm Yuna and I'm a dance person now.
Well, maybe we can start off with where we met, because I think that
Yeah.
what combined all of this.
Yeah, that's a
Is-
good idea.
Go.
Okay, so that was last year, 1.5 years ago, I think, at Wildeburg, a festival in Amsterdam, Holland. And I was there with my friends repairing clothing, and then I had some free time. So I went to watch to this nice band, or was it the DJ? I can't remember. But the music was so good, and I arrived and I see one person dancing so nicely, and I just couldn't keep my eyes off. And that turned out to be Gabriel. And then, and then I went away a bit, and then I came back, and then he was still there dancing there, and then our energies just moved towards each other, and then I started talking to him in Dutch, I think, and then you said, I don't speak Dutch. This is my first festival, and I was
Yeah.
in shock.
Yeah, but I think we just met on the dance floor, and then it was also raining, so people generally don't really dance, but then it was just like, wow, finally there's another person that actually moves and does nice stuff. So it was very, very nice to connect over such a thing, almost like non-communicative, because you talk Dutch to me anyways. So
Sorry.
so it was over dancing, but yeah. And I feel like it just stayed this way. We always see each other on the dance floor, also normally, but well, tell us more about you now. Who are you? What do you do? A bit more out.
Okay. What I do most now, I think, is being creative in different ways. And I come from very school study background. I studied medicines and I did that path for 12 years. But now since I think 2 years, I changed my path into more creative stuff. So mainly I cook a lot, I illustrate, and I make posters, and I do a lot with secondhand clothing, and I repair them, I upcycle them, and I do personal styling. I do a lot actually. Whenever somebody asks me, I'm like, yeah, what else? But those 3 things are the main things. And then I discovered that in my free time I dance a lot at home, but I also go to clubs and nice courses and just everything that is with music and dancing that really attracts to me. And then I met really nice people that are like-minded, and then I discover more and more what I actually would love to do, like my dream life, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe because you said you always like dancing, or it seems like, was it always part of what you do or what you like, or was there just that you just started to go out and then see things, or was it always there?
I think I was thinking about it just now in the train here. As a kid, I was always doing performances with my friends. After school, we met, and then thinking about a performance, change clothes, and then when the babysitter came to pick my friend up or the parents, we were like, "We have a performance," and then we
So
started
cute.
doing this dance. And then also, I have 2 older sisters, and they're like 5 and 7 years older than me. Shout out to them. And they really took me in an early stage, with dancing, but also they took me to the club. And I remember the boyfriend of my sister by that time, he organized his own party, and then the security looked at me like, "Who's this young baby coming trying to get in?" And then he's like, "Yeah, it's my girlfriend's sister. She's just having a look." And then, in that way, I came into clubs early, and I think when I moved to so when my parents were younger, when I was younger, they always played music at home. So I'm really grown up with music around me, which made me feel like dancing a lot, but also I think being able to listen to music in a way that's really special to me. And then I think when I moved to South Africa for a bit, I lived there twice, and then I saw people really move and like real music with a lot of drums, and then I got really inspired to like move my body more freely, I guess.
Yeah, but was it like difficult for you to always let like super loose or like feel the music in certain ways? Because for a lot of people it's like a bit sometimes also intimidating, because maybe you do it at home, but maybe some people dance very nice or don't dance at all. So were you always like just letting it go, or how
Letting
was
it go. I guess I do hear often that people say that I dance purely. And of course I also have thoughts like how not really how it looks, but for me it's more about how it feels, and when it feels good I can dance super freely, and I don't care about how that will look. It just it really is how it feels.
And when you started dancing or going to clubs, maybe by yourself or with friends, how did you sort of value dancing? You know, while maybe professional look for technique or whatever, how do you feel like this was a good dance or a bad dance? How do you kind of justify those two feelings?
Well, when I see other people
No.
dance,
Yourself.
for myself, when it's a good or bad dance.
Yeah. What
go home and then you say
This was a
No.
good dance.
like how does, like, what is the value in dancing? What do you judge in a sense by yourself? You know, like, in a sense, do you look for your own technique? Do you look for feeling? Do you look for interaction with other people? What is sort of like your value within dance?
Definitely connection with my own body, but also definitely with other people on the dance floor. I really like to, especially when people are a bit shy, I like to like see it more as a, how do you say that? Uitdaging. Your Dutch is good now. Yeah, like a challenge. To get those people like out of their shell and really like show them that, hey, I see you. It's okay to move, you know? And that connection that exists then, that energy, I love it so much. It's really special because you can almost like see the other person like bloom up in a way, and then like see the smile grow and see the movement grow and really see how the other person is opening up to move more. And I see that as an energy exchange, and that's something so special. And when I started to discover that, I also learned from a dance teacher I followed a course with, but that it's so nice to really watch other people and get inspired, and also in a way how you move, then you can inspire other people. And it's just so nice to look at people, but with that kind of energy, instead of looking like, what is that person doing? Like, yeah.
But so since when have you been doing classes, or maybe what I want to get to with the question is, did you start dancing with absolutely no idea, like technically what dancing is? Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
not having step 1, step 2, step 3, whatever, but just like whatever feels right, or did
Yeah.
you feel like at some point you wanted some technique as well, or did you develop your own? Like how does it feel as a dance floor person?
No, I wouldn't say I have technique. I think I followed some classes, like routine classes, but those classes stress me out a bit because I get a lot in my head and I have quite a struggle to remember those routines. And then all the people around me, they like pick it up quick. And then I'm like, fuck no, I want to get out of my head, but more into my body. And then when I discovered that for me it really works to feel the music and listen to it and then discover layers in the music, and those layers, those help me to move, because those are the like different sounds or different voices, and those are the things that I feel inspired to move on. I think. Is that an answer to your question?
Of course, it makes sense. Maybe then to drive to steer to your comfort
To dance.
and kind of what makes you want to move. What is like sort of things that are necessary for you to feel that way? Like, you know, how does a place, doesn't have to be a club, a festival, whatever, what is sort of like your almost priority list of you need that to feel this way, to be able to express this way? Because yeah, I feel like often when we do our parties, we try really hard to get into the head of the person that's coming, because we get lost in like, you know, oh, sound, and there's a little bit of reverb, and nobody cares. Like, you know, we
What's
care.
reverb?
Like when, for example, bass hits.
That makes a statement.
Yeah, the statement is said. But like,
Sorry.
for example, you have frequencies that go through the room,
Yeah.
and then they bounce off. So it doesn't get like stuck in the room, and then you create a certain like hall sound. There's a certain echo. It's almost an echo, and that happens a lot with low frequencies, whatever. But you know, while we really focus on that stuff, you don't think about, okay, what do the people actually want that are visiting? So what does it feel like for you? What is like important for you when you go out, when you want to dance, when you want to move?
I like that question. Well, there are things what I hope for when I go out. It's not really that I go out with like high expectations, but I've had some such good dance parties that I always hope that it will be on a similar level or a different level, but new inspiration. But what is important for me is, I think the most important is the sound and the music. The people are also definitely important because it's nice to connect on the dance floor, but I think I rather have good sound when I go for dancing. When I go for chat, of course, the people are important, but when I go for really like dancing and that feeling I want to get in my body to like release and heal and let go, then the sound is most important. And different kind of music can, I think, trigger that nice feeling in me. And yeah, there's so many different layers. There's such good music, and there's so much variety also in all the music that has been played. But I think a good bass is good for me. And it can be like a nice build up, and it when the music is boring, then my body is like really not feeling triggered.
Define boring.
Huh?
Define boring.
Yeah.
Like what is boring?
Oh, I had it in October. I came to a party and there were two different stages, and they sounded both the same to me. And I was just feeling like standing, but nothing in my body was getting triggered to actually move.
Yeah.
And then all the people around me were like dancing, having a good time. And I asked my friends, like, do you also find the music a bit boring? And they're like, no, it's great. And I was like, huh? Fuck, is it me? And then the day after, I went to a different party, different people. Whoa. And what happened there was like a whole other experience. I had energy to dance, and I think I was even like sleep-wise more tired because less sleep than the day before, but it was so good. And that DJ did like, I don't know what happened, but I felt like he was getting the spirits out. And also my friend already said, you have to come to this party, he's gonna get the spirits out.
Who was playing?
But
Was Joe Classel? No?
yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
I know you like that. You told me once.
It was
Oh my
so
God.
good, like
Yeah.
such a inspiring variety of music from all different kinds, but also how he interacted with the crowd, and the crowd felt like one big family on the dance floor. And also his set was quite long, and I also love that when the same DJ is playing for a bit longer, because then I feel like the DJ gets time to develop and ground and get to know the dancers and, you know, get into that groove. I feel like an hour is way too short.
That's true. I agree.
Yeah. But yeah, and towards the end, well, even I had tears on the dance floor. I felt like this crazy energy through me, and towards the end, people were hugging each other that met on the dance floor, not even met yet, but met in that hug. And yeah, that felt so special.
Crazy. But is it then for you as well, if you try to go out, that you mainly look for like DJ? Or do you also look for like live music or like different types of
Locations only.
yeah, or like different types of dance? Because I think you can also, if someone plays live or you make music, you can also dance or express, I guess. So is it for you mainly somebody lets you know, or do you go for specific things, or you just go along?
I don't really look for things. Often I have the luck that people around me tell me, and
Yeah.
they know me now a bit. They're like, this is a good party to go to, and then I trust, and then from the one thing comes the other thing. And now more recent, I discovered something from the last half year, I think. I go to parties and then I meet the same people again, and then I feel like, oh my god, I think I found my crowd. I think I've found persons who are into the same DJ, same music, same vibe. Yeah, it feels really special actually.
Which is also why I feel like showing up, it just shows showing up is so important, and being present and sort of being open to connect. I've had the same feeling. There was shout out to Ray. I don't know if he's listening. But shout out to Ray.
Yeah.
Like I saw Ray at every event that we went to. And he's also, you can see him, he's very tall. And you know Ray?
Yeah, with the
Oh,
girls.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, crazy. Yeah, well, I saw Ray. I saw him at every event, and he went like, I saw him at Rondtrend with his head inside the subwoofer. Like, he was fucking crazy. And then he came to one of our events, and it felt a bit like I can very comfortably say hi and just be like, because I know that he saw me, and there's a certain telepathic, I know you, you know me. It's like a we're in this together situation, and it's very special. And yeah, I've been feeling that as well a lot. And sometimes I went to Berlin to a party, and there was someone I knew. It's like crazy.
Whoa.
Yeah. And yeah, that kind of stuff is really, really special.
Yeah, it's good because often, well, I can find friends who want to come with me, but not everyone has the same energy as I do. I think people get tired, gets winter, and then I'm like, but it's gonna be so good. And for me, it actually gives me energy. So then sometimes I just go by myself, and that's also such a nice feeling, because when you do see people then that you've seen before and you had a really nice dance groove with, it feels just so warm. It's really nice.
Yeah.
And I actually also had that with Ray. I went to your party in The Hague. I can't remember, but one of the parties you
At
do.
Lac.
Yeah, no, like long ago.
Whoa!
It was a kind of school.
At the Koolhaus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And there I saw Ray, and I was so surprised to see him because I didn't see him for a year or something. And I was like, whoa, if you're here, such a good sign. So nice.
He's
Yeah.
like the verify stamp.
He's the stamp. Yeah.
Oh.
But tell us about another event that maybe like a different, not like a like a very nice night out at Doka or something, but
That
like
one popped literally in my head.
well, okay, you can also talk about that, but just something that for you was like a what the hell was this night experience? Who was it with? What made you feel that way? Sort of that kind of stuff.
Whoa, difficult question. Also a nice one, but now I have to dive deep. Maybe, I don't know if it's a good one, but it pops in my head. But I was at a really horrible festival. Maybe I shouldn't name the name. But I was there with my friends working. Like we were hosting a pool, a swimming pool actually. But the festival itself was so shit. And when I arrived there, I actually crashed the car of my parents. And I just didn't feel great. I drove into this stupid thing. People are gonna think now that I'm a bad driver. But Antal was playing there. And I was like, what is he doing on this festival? And in this other lineup, because all the other music was pretty shit. But I told my friends like, well, at least he's playing. He's nice. I'm gonna go there. And then a lot of my friends didn't know him, and I was like, yeah, he's really nice. Like whenever he plays and I see him, it's always good. So although this is a shit festival, this can be a good one for the night. So we all went there and we were dancing in the front, and there was so much space. There was a way too big space for that crowd, I think. And people were chatting, and I was like, what are people doing? But my friends and I, we had the best time, and they said, oh, thanks so much for introducing this DJ, because it's so nice to really dance and connect over dancing instead of just talk shit all night, because that's what you end up doing when the festival itself is like not great. But yeah, that didn't change my life, but that's like one funny memory.
But that's nice.
I
was also thinking, like we often dream about like, oh, someday we'll do this party and we'll invite this person and whatever. And I know you do a lot of creative, and I don't want to call them crazy, but extraordinary stuff.
Yeah?
And,
What?
Not crazy, but like you join a lot of very funky ideas, and that's very fun.
Nice.
It's maybe a bit of a random question, but what would be, you can go as crazy as you want. You can say the DJ can ride on a llama while playing. Just, I think as a creative person, it's a fun question. What would be your perfect club night for you? Like perfect. Or like crazy but perfect.
Yeah. Well, you say club night, but I feel like it would be during the day. So the night is not there. The night has something special, but I do discover that I love day dancing. When the light is out and in the night, well, no, let's not focus on what I not want. Let's focus on my dream dance.
BD.
So it will be during the day, and then ideally somewhere in nature. And then I think, well, I always love it when the DJ is really part of the crowd, so there's not a big distance. That's why I also don't really like to go to these huge events, because then the DJ booth is always surrounded by this fence, and that creates this connection. So I love it when the DJ is in the middle of the crowd, but maybe not as hectic as Boiler Room, but a bit more chilled. And then
chilled room, not boiling room.
Chilled room. Oh, that's why it's called like that. We'll go boiling. And then, well, now I see the whole time the DJ on the llama because you said it.
Put him on a llama.
Yeah, I'll put him on a llama. Nice, comfortable. No, but I think it's important for myself. Like I DJ'd sometimes, and during the time I had an injury on my knees and I called myself the sitting DJ, but it was actually so relaxing because I could just like sit and chill. But then when you do feel like the tempos go more up, you go like more dancey vibe. And yeah, the people, I love it when people are able to create and play on the dance floor. So it's not only about dancing, but they can do like games, and it can be just like simple funny stuff. But there can be papers, or the walls can be painted, and people can tap into that creative energy and create something together, while also the music is just going and playing. And maybe there exists some sort of dancing like workshops / games. I keep going to games, but I think it's important that
interactive altogether.
Yeah,
more or less.
yeah, I love it when the crowd is like one crowd. And I also, what I've done a few times on festivals is, I don't know if people know it, but play ninja at the dance floor. So you stand in a little circle, and then you go, ah, yeah, and then you all jump to the back in like ninjas, and then you go in a circle, and you can make one move with your arm to hit the other person, and the other person can make one move to avoid it. And you have two hands, and when the one is being touched, then that one goes behind the back, and then you have one left. And then when you have the other one also hit, then you're out of the circle. But when you play that on a dance floor, people are like, what are they doing? And they get so curious and interested, and they want to join. And how funny if you like end up playing ninja with like 20 people, the whole crowd. It's just so funny. And then yeah, we've also done some like things with I think the samba ball. We had it, and then we like throw it to each other. It's like simple stuff, but just like nice to connect. Yeah.
I mean, like most of the times, like you also said, it's nice if you see the same people, that you not know what to expect, but you have this sort of feeling all the time of you can be there alone, but you're not alone. And maybe like all these games, or if you dance together, it's like a nice exchange. Because for me, for example, if I go somewhere, I'm not really a big talker, so I don't like to talk if I go there. I just like to dance. And then if you have like those small moments, it's really nice. But I feel like sometimes people talk then too much, if it sounds a bit stupid. But I like it if it's like communication on a different level in a way.
Yeah, it's with less words, and while you play, you can still dance. And when you hear a certain groove and it really gets you, you can just like go and leave the game, whatever. Nothing happens, you know. Yeah,
it's an interesting communication path, I think.
And I think we also talked about it, but we want to do something where it's combined with food. And I've once done something with my sister at Africa Burn in South Africa, and there we let people taste to really get like into their senses. And we made these date balls, and people were a bit like, what, I'm getting blindfolded and I have to open my mouth and taste. They got a bit like scared. But when they got like the full trust, because it's so nice when you meet people and you can just trust them, because sometimes on the night out you're dancing for so long and you forget to nourish yourself. And so most people drink a lot, or you know, they actually dehydrate and they don't eat food. And with those date balls, there's so much nice spices in and nourishment, and people really take the time to eat it, and with their mouth closed, and then you hear the music on the background, and then you eat that thing, and then people started guessing what it is. And it's so interesting to have this moment of almost a pause, and then really tune into what you taste. And then later I think it will also help to really feel again more on the dance floor.
So generally I feel like you focus a lot on intention, like this sort of thing that you do something and then you do it. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Like some people are a bit like airplane mode, doing something. And I feel like yours is very, we do something and then there's intention behind it, or there's a certain idea behind
Yeah.
whatever you're doing.
A lot of love, I would say.
Mhm.
I think that it all comes from there, and then from there come other ideas and inspiration, but it's all from the intention of love. And
Well,
yeah.
yeah, also with day parties you mentioned before, it's also a big thing that people, luckily there's less consumption generally, just because it's like sometimes 2 p.m. Like we're not gonna drink a bunch of beers now or whatever you're doing. So I also really like that about day parties. The people are a bit more intentional with their outgoing, and also day parties are often on a Sunday, so the next day you have something to do or whatever. Yeah.
You have to show up.
Huh?
You have to show up fresh, most of us.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Yeah. I'm thinking. What other, like, I feel like it's a bit of a struggle sometimes when there are people who consume or that are weird or that are shifting the sort of energies on the dance floor, and just weird people. How do you think sort of like people that are on the dance floor can also take part in sort of taking care of that or whatever? Do you know what I mean? Of course, first of all, the location has to take care of it, but how do you think generally those kinds of things? Because I feel like you are a very like a good person to. You're very aware of people around you in the dance floor, and you make sure everyone is having a good time. How do you think that can be taken care of better, or
Well, it's hard because you want to be inviting and welcoming to everyone. Like everyone should feel welcome, but sometimes there is a person, and then I don't want to call them weird, because weird can be really nice. But when a certain person is like, just a bit odd, like with mixing with the energy that's very different than a crowd, then it can really bother me, because I feel like it's mixing things up, but not in a positive way. And maybe some people can feel uncomfortable because of the behavior. And there has been moments where I just go to them and say something about it. But it is difficult because, you don't want to do that, because people are mature, you hope. And they're free to do what they want. But I feel like when they're too much with their energy and like, annoying others, then I say something about it. And when that doesn't help, then I don't know. Get out.
I mean, at that point, that's the locations or like whoever is organizing.
Yeah.
That should, of course, be there. Well, from the get-go, but whatever. Yeah. I think there's generally also a big fear of speaking up nowadays. Not fear, but people just don't do it. Because I think also the dance floor has... People are not... It's not so conscious anymore that the dance floor is a... It's a bit cheesy to say sacred, but it's like a special place, where we want to dance, where we want to listen. And then people are just... It's the same as someone like, screaming in a concert while someone is playing their music and everybody's trying to listen. It kind of feels the same way, but... Yeah, it's a bit tricky that nowadays... I was thinking with Lil once, we should have produce a track or something that... Or like... sort of somehow make everyone that's in the club be quiet, like really quiet. You can hear anything, and then you play a track. Just generally how, because all the chatting and whatever, all the frequencies, they're gonna disturb. It's gonna bounce somehow, and how the sound would feel like if we're all quiet and just listening, even to techno, even to disco, whatever. Just I think it would be a 20% increase for sure. of like just frequencies feeling better. But
I love that.
yeah, well, it's a bit
Nice dream.
yeah, exactly. That's a dream. That's a dream.
No, I think it's nice. I have to think. Well, I don't think I can compare it, but when people do a sit down, people love a sit down, right? But the energy that comes up afterwards, it's nice. That part I like.
Oh, we had the sit down in Verwiel. You remember?
Oh,
Another
really?
taste did it, and then we were like, oh well. But they do it
There
every
we
time.
go.
Yeah, exactly. But it works every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can't be the one left standing, you know. Hey. But I think it's nice when everyone like get the attention for the DJs and for each other, and then listen and tune into the ears, and then
Yeah.
yeah.
How do you think we can curate, or how do you think someone can curate such a place where you become more conscious? What do you think is like a pathway to convince everyone, hey, it's worth it to not just yap on the dance floor for 3 hours and then go home? But how do you think you can communicate that to people?
Well, there are places where they do like 3 hours of dancing without talking, and then there's a different space for talking. Did you hear about that?
No.
Oh, it's called aesthetic dance. Have you heard about that?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Well, super long ago, I was space holder there. So then you have to hold space for the people who arrive there and make them feel like comfortable. And the concept I really like, but the crowd it attracts is not really my crowd anymore, because the music is often a little bit like very spiritual. Well, maybe I'm judging now, but because I haven't been in a long time. But yeah, I think when you communicate to people certain expectations, so there will be one room, like you see it more often now. Also, you guys inspire people to leave the phone, right? You see more clubs like they put a sticker on the camera. So I think in general people want less phone, more connection, more dancing, less yapping. But I also feel myself, sometimes I am in a very chatty mood. So it is nice when there's a place where you can really go for the dance, and then another place, so there are kind of two stages, and there you can chat. And it will help if there are also people at the party who hold that space, so they can just say politely like, hey, nice that you find a nice chat, but maybe you can go to the other space and continue there.
Yeah, I think it's also so difficult because you don't want to force people to do something, and then I think it's the same thing why maybe people are not like pushing to, okay, maybe don't talk. Like, I don't like it, sometimes I also talk, or sometimes I make like a video, so you're also happy that you have it in the end. But I think if you have like certain guidelines and say it often and repetitive, people do it more. But if you force it, like, okay, this is strictly no talking, and then if you talk, people go to you and say like, what the fuck, then it kills the whole energy as well. Like, if then everybody looks at you because you're talking, it's also like, yeah, why am I even here? So I think it depends. Like, the most parties that I personally think, like, because we talk a lot negative, I feel like also like improvement, but a lot of parties that I go to or we go to, I think it's quite well, and I don't think that that it will ever happen if you have 100 people in a room, everyone is quiet, no one has a phone, or no one is not talking. So I also like if it's a bit more
Loose.
a bit more loose, and people can do what they want and still in like a boundary. But yeah, I don't know, because like the thing that you said, that there was like only no talking, super spiritual, it's also like super niche, I feel like.
Yeah.
Potentially.
And people love it, like it's quite popular, I feel like, and certain parts of it I also love, but I also love the more just like when it's also really grounded, and I also love to chat, and it's so nice when you have a experience where you can like just quickly share it with your friend next to you or whatever. But it's more, I think, what you meant, that people don't like chat, and the rumors of chatting, like that noise, takes
I mean,
overhand.
like, not. Of course, you can exchange, like,
Yeah,
for example, oh, I really like this track, or
Yeah.
what is this? What, of course, but there's like people that, like 2 hours, they're just talking and
Yeah,
having
yeah,
a
yeah.
full-blown dialogue
yeah,
about how their week was. But then also, like, it's also the weekend, so we're catching up, we're seeing. So it's a big struggle to balance all of this.
but
And-
that's why you need to have the dinner first, chat. Then dance.
Even then it's difficult.
Yeah.
Some people.
Yeah,
love
'cause
to
once you
yet
start
the whole
drinking-
time.
Woo! Once you start, the tongue gets
The
loose.
speech water comes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh well.
I'm also really curious because you said you were living in South Africa,
Mm.
maybe something different, but also here that like there's certain dances that everyone is doing, or like steps. How is it super different to going out here and there, or is it similar? Or not?
Mm. Gabriel the snacks.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
I'm fucking hungry.
Yeah, I feel like well, at some point in Holland and on the festivals, I feel like a lot of people dance the same
What is that?
with the hands, just like
You know which one, man.
Just-
Don't lie.
just normally one hand up in the air
Yeah.
and just bounce a bit and not really like go out of the 1 meter circle, if you know what I mean. But more recently, I've met really nice people on the dance floor, and yeah, also you guys, amazing dancers, and I feel like it's more maybe because I go to different places where people express more. But yeah, in South Africa, I felt like so inspired by all the people how they move. Yeah, it's in them. It's like that rhythm. It just comes from the soil, and it just I don't know what it is, but it's so incredible to see. And yeah, those African roots, they're mind blowing me.
I think it's also like I also think about that 1 meter space that people just use. It also has to do with nowadays how clubs are selling tickets. If it's like, I don't know, if it's like lo-fi at ADE, all you have is half a meter of like, it's just your body, and then you're squeezed by 2,000 other people. So then how are you expected to practice or to be like, oh, I have space, let me see what I can do with my body? And then if you go out clubbing for like 2-3 years, that's all you know, and this is what you're used to. And then you feel awkward when you do have the space, because you're like, what do I do now? So I think it's such a big weird bubble of like, not bubble, but like ecosystem of things that are not feeding what should be fed.
Mm.
But sorry to interrupt you.
No,
just,
did you interrupt me? I don't think so. But apologies accepted. Yeah, I feel like what you mentioned, that when people do feel space, then they can feel a bit awkward. Or for example, a party is starting, but no one is on the dance floor yet.
Yeah.
Like, who's the first one who's gonna, shake their ass on the floor? But I don't know. I feel like when people get some sort of guidance, what they've had, like I've done some courses which were really nice, and I feel like then people can get more comfortable
Yeah.
to dance and to move just a bit all over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think also I always say that when I see people that are not dancing, it's a bit like I get almost frustrated. It's like, oh, if you just knew how nice it feels to dance.
Mm.
And it doesn't even matter if you know any dance. And that doesn't have to be for everybody. Maybe there's people that just generally don't like to dance. But I think most people, like, if you would just let go of that weird, awkward bubble in your brain of like, oh, people are watching me or whatever, it could be so beautiful. Like literally, life could be so much fun if that little bubble that, and all of us have that to some extent, this fear of being cringe, I think is like what's happening in this world right now. It's like everyone is trying to be at their top. But
Well,
yeah.
I feel like whenever you find a groove and you like really feel it, then you will express that. So whenever I see a person on a dance floor that's dancing from within that groove, it looks so amazing. And that's something that you can feel.
Yeah.
And you can feel it, and that feeling is so nice. And if you can get there, then yeah, I think that would be the solution, probably. Because people also say like, I can't dance, and I must be honest, some people really cannot keep the rhythm.
Don't say it.
Sorry. But I think it's a practice, and for me what helped, like, yeah, I'm really grateful for my parents that they also always had such great music on at home, playing, or in the car, or wherever. But I also feel like during the years my senses developed in like opening up to different layers within the music. And sometimes when I do a workshop or something, then I try to explain people like, hey, you have the different layers in the music, and try to pick one layer you hear and feel attracted to, and just dance on that rhythm, or that sound, or that plingetje. I don't know how to say it, but yeah.
Is there maybe something where you first it was overwhelming you, or it was too much, a genre of music, that after you suddenly understood, where you felt this sort of time changing you, or adapting to your senses in a way?
No, I don't think so. No, short answer.
Interviews. It's good having you.
No, but I do remember the like before I was, I think 8 years ago or something. I think then there was a change, and before I just listened to music, but then something changed, and I all of a sudden could hear also lyrics more. And sometimes I would be on a dance floor and I'm like, whoa, this tune, it's like telling me something. Fuck, it has a message, and it comes so deep into my soul. And whoa, like good to hear you again, you know? Almost like an experience like that. And that's something that that I remember, but that's not specifically about a certain genre.
Sorry, it didn't have to be genre.
Okay. And that I remember and thinking like, whoa, this is nice. And DJs or live musicians, I love both, can have such an important role. And to let people feel like connected again with themselves, with each other, with them, really with their soul. An experience like, whoa, I'm not alone. Things have been experienced before.
But I think it's like you said, I think it also takes time. So I think it's really nice that you really, like what you said way earlier, really find pleasure in if somebody maybe is a bit afraid to move, that you try to get them to move in a way. Because I think you're like a very vibrant personality. You don't look like intimidating or like you want to make a fool of them or something. So I think that's very nice, because I think you need to learn it as well. In a way, like some people need to show you how it's done, that you do it. Because maybe now I also like just do something that I've seen once, or I don't know, I just do it, but I also feel a bit more comfortable maybe because other people do it as well. I mean, now I don't care if people don't do it, but
what do you mean with do it? What do it?
Yeah, just move. How you just move. It sounds stupid, but like in the beginning, if you've never done something, it feels awkward. Like, and maybe if you didn't grow up with dancing or with music or moving your body, can be very intimidating. And I also know a lot of people there are really like insecure about how they look. So how should they feel secure or like let loose when they dance? And I think that's why it's very important for everyone, like, that go to a party, that they give people a smile, or don't need to be communicative, but make everybody feel like it's okay to be weird. Like we always say, like, weirdness is actually like the most beautiful thing.
Mm.
If people go somewhere, and I think you can also learn it. Like I now dance also different than 2 years ago, or move different, or hear different things. So I think it's nice if everyone tries to show it in a nice way, not like, because we always, to be honest, we always make jokes that people always dance like this and make like the two-step, but that's also not really helpful then if you don't try to engage, I guess.
Yeah, but I think you do it very well. Also, before a party, you post like, "Come and shoot yourself.
Yeah.
Everything is welcome." And I think that can be really supportive for the people. And I think, it's really important for the people to feel safe. And from feeling safe, you can feel comfortable, and then from feeling comfortable, you can try new things and just like go explore, you know?
Yeah.
I think there's also what I also mean by I mentioned in the beginning, just that we try to go into the brains of our people that come to our parties. It's also very easy to do that as a almost 2-meter man who's like, whatever. But it's true. Like, it's insane what happens to some women in clubs also, and that's also really hard. So this whole safety thing is just like I also sometimes have it on the dance floor where like some people want to talk to you or whatever, and then you can just never like check in. You can never fully arrive on the dance floor and be like, okay, I'm dancing. If there's someone annoying you the whole time, whatever it is that they're doing. We also had once at a party like a guy with a little water pistol, and he was shooting people while they were trying to dance. And it's like a funny little festival joke, but at the end of the day, you're kicking people out of this because people were saying stop, and he just was drunk and kept on going, and it was everything but fun. And that's exactly that, like the safety, arriving somewhere and being like, this is, let's say, my home for tonight. It's a very special thing to somehow make them feel that way.
But wouldn't you say, like, I sometimes hear like also like making things exclusive makes things more inclusive, and like I also saw some documentaries, maybe now like far-fetched, but for example, you have those nights at Kit Kat. It's like always a Wednesday, and it's more like a kinky party, and everyone goes there. It's like a small niche community, but everyone really loves to go there because you're between yourselves, or like every time the party is smaller and maybe less advertised, and it's more niche, so you have to know. Those are always like the best ones. So I think if you want to have a good dance party, it's also like, it's not really, I personally think it's not really scalable in a way, because like at a festival so big, and like if you give access to like a huge variety, obviously maybe energies clash a bit. So I always had like the best time was when we were playing when it was like really small or unexpected, like when we played, for example, at the beach. There was like at Barbara, after like a release party, it was just like 30 people, and it felt
we were just gonna play some tunes, like just like and then it was like at the peak it was like whatever it was, but it felt really, really authentic and out of nowhere. And that's true. Like we tried for a while to do a Thursday dance. We can still do it, but
that's the Alma, right?
Yeah, Alma was but sometimes it's like because of lag and stuff. It's also on the weekends. But of course that's gonna bring people that really want to come dance, because that's what they're looking for, and they're willing to sacrifice a Thursday for that, or come a bit tired to work, or whatever that is. But but I think generally there should be a little reteaching of, not teaching, but like reshaping of the dance floor. A little like, hey guys, we can actually also dance. And I think that's happening, right? I have a good feeling about what's happening, at least in these corners of the world. I think there's a lot of nice stuff.
Of the world.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of nice stuff happening, and
Yeah.
it's also not just nice stuff happening, but the places it's growing out of feels really good. Like it's in good hands. Do you know what I mean? It's not like the biggest location, like the Ziggo Dome, doing like, hey, we're gonna dance. But it's like individual, small, grassroots. They're paying for everything. It's growing out of very safe hands. And I'm not mentioning us, but people like Love Transmission, Aisha and Kuriosa, or Mendel with Kiranda, or Endless Groove from Mo, and Sankofa Rhythms, blah, 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 blah. It's just, it's growing out of very safe hands, and I have a good feeling about it. You also mentioned that you feel it growing, right? Sort of. How long have you been dancing, actually? We never asked it. Like, how long do you go out?
Oof. I don't... whoa. I have to think. I think... Well, it can't be so difficult. I think 16 I was for the first time, and I'm 33 now. Do a calculation.
Almost half the life, half your
Yeah.
life.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah. How did it switch? Like, how was your first time, and then like to now? Like, was it very different if you went somewhere, or is it still?
Well, I'm grown up in Amsterdam, and so I have older sisters, but I look like a baby. So I got in with my ID of my sister. 5 years older, and I looked already 5 years younger. So there was like a gap of 10 years. But then it was like more about like, oh my God, getting in, you know? And then when I started going to festivals, I was like, whoa, this is so nice, because you can see live bands and DJs and be with your friends and do three days in a row and in nature, yeah. And then I discovered really that. And then more recent, I think something of maybe the last 3 years or so, I've done some like courses and nice dance classes, and going to parties where I really feel like super connected with the music. And then I discover more and more things, also in other cities, but also other countries, where I feel like like-minded people are on a similar path, and they want to go more back to really dancing and less like clubbing with a lot of drinks, for example, but more also sober dancing during the day, and just like waking up with dancing without too much chatting, combination with nice food, nourishment, and like smaller intimate group settings, and also things in nature. So
And since when do you feel like...
Get back to the mic.
Yeah, since when do you feel like that is like erupting, that's happening more and more? Or do you feel like that's been there since the start?
Well, I feel like it has been there already. For example, when I did space holding for aesthetic dance, it's 8 years ago, or 9 even. But yeah, I think since maybe 5 years or so, I see it more around me, and especially this last 2 years. Maybe also my algorithm on Instagram has been really nice at the moment. So much dancing and
You
like
get so excited to scroll.
yeah. Let me open.
Wiggle a bit when you swipe.
yeah. Getting nice tunes. It's helping me. So yeah, I think it there is definitely a growth, but also I think people have been doing it already, but maybe it's more out there. It's more also interesting for other people.
Yeah, it's turning a bit.
No, go for it. No, because you've been dancing, and I feel like you're really in love with music. Did it ever cross your mind to DJ yourself, or is it more like you there for enjoyment? Not enjoyment, but like the more
like
broader
in the row,
thing, like
in the club night.
did it ever like thought you I can also do this, or maybe you were never interested?
Yeah, no, I love it, because you know that song like last night the DJ's in my life. I've really felt like that so many times, and I feel like the DJ can like come on the right moment, the perfect song, and then really help me to get through things. It sounds maybe a bit heavy, but just like struggles or whatever. And my dad was a DJ when he was younger in Amsterdam, so that's why I think I also was growing up with a lot of records and music as like high value in the family. And then like I think 3 years ago or something, 4 years ago already, I DJ'd for the first time, like randomly in Nicaragua, 5-hour set.
Straight into a long one.
Yeah, because my friend opened a hostel and I was staying there, and the Wi-Fi actually broke down when we were downloading music. So we had 100 songs for 5 hours. So we had to like just repeat, but people loved it. It was so funny. And then afterwards, my friend actually asked me to play at 88 Into the Woods, because she wanted Jana from the Kleu Club. She wanted more, I think, girls DJing, and I was like, okay, I can try. And then I actually got some gigs that year, but then I got too busy. But now, more recently, I've been listening a lot to radio shows, and I actually love to be with music, and I always collect music, and I feel so inspired. So definitely, because I think I really know what I love, and I want to share it with people, and I think that's really nice to experience and do. So yeah.
I think what's also I hope this is correct, but I think I'm quite confident in also saying that you also value your, let's say, role in a club night or in an event, that you value your role as a dancer as well. I feel like you. Can I say this? Is it okay? Okay. I don't know.
Go. Go.
No, I don't know. I just feel like, okay, whatever. I didn't want to put you in a box. But what I'm saying is, I think a lot of people, there's this weird hierarchy, when you go out, which isn't true, but there is, like, there's always like the DJ up there and like, but it like, I think you also are living proof that is so fucking wrong. Is that we're all in this together, and everyone has the same importance for us to feel, like you mentioned before, to feel safe, to feel welcome, to whatever. So if you have the best DJ but just weirdos on the floor, well, yeah, you can just not.
Yeah, I also feel like it's maybe difficult then for the DJ to, I think you play also for yourself. So you pick tunes you love and you have a good time because you listen to great music. But I think you definitely get back energy from people who dance, and they can also inspire you, or certain moves, or you feel like, I think they need a bit more up tempo, or slow down and go in this journey. But
it's just like this, some people go like, I want to see this DJ and I want to see him play. Unaware that it's an exchange process, a club night, it's he gives us music and we give him the emotion that this music makes us feel, and then he can work with that. I think people just come as a kind of exhibition sometimes, or as a chatting room, but most like music people also, and I think there should be a bit more like awareness that we're exchanging things, we're all exchanging at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. But I think you're a very great representative of being a proud.
That's so sweet.
No, but I really like when we were at Multipla.
Oh,
I was like,
so nice.
Yeah, I was having such a good time.
It was so good.
Yeah. And I think that has a lot of value, and that shows that it's an exchange, because there was not a lot of people, but it was one of my favorite gigs that month, because it was just, whatever we played was really like analyzed and then reacted to. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah. Well, time's running out, and we've chatted a lot.
Lots of chatting.
Yeah.
And we need to shut up.
Well, you want to? Or me? No, I wanna hear some DJing from you.
5 hour set is coming in now. No,
The
but
rusty DJ.
thank you so much for sharing your words, for freestyling this with us. And thank you for spreading all your love
No.
on the dance floor.
Thanks for asking me.
Yeah,
Feel so
of
honored.
course. Next hour, music is gonna do the talking.
Woo.
Ciao. And Yuna's gonna play, not us. Yuna.
I'm gonna play. I haven't played for long, so it's definitely rusty and not technical, but doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Perfect. That's perfect.
You are now listening to Operator.
We're having a bit of troubles with the USB and we don't know how this works. So we're gonna try and figure it out on the way. Yeah, can you ask her? I'm just keeping yeah, so we're not really sure how CDJs work. So we're trying to figure it out. Yeah, it's saying no device.
No.
Can you turn the last mic down? Or?
Yeah, I'm just talking, so there's stuff happening.
No, that would be so sad.
Can you try turning it on? Oh,
We got it. Okay, enjoy music.
You are now listening to Operator.
Now, obviously, if I talk all the time, I don't hear what anyone else has to say. And so in exactly the same way, if I think all the time, that is to say, if I talk to myself all the time, I don't have anything to think about except thoughts. And therefore I'm living entirely in the world of symbols, and I'm never in relationship with reality. All right, now that's the first basic reason for meditation. But there is another sense, and this is going to be a little bit more difficult to understand, why we could say that meditation doesn't have a reason or doesn't have a purpose. And in this respect, it's unlike almost all other things that we do, except perhaps making music and dancing. Because when we make music, we don't do it in order to reach a certain point, such as the end of the composition. If that were the purpose of music, to get to the end of the piece, then obviously the fastest players would be the best. And so likewise, when we are dancing, we are not aiming to arrive at a particular place on the floor, as we would be if we were taking a journey. When we dance, the journey itself is the point. When we play music, the playing itself is the point. And exactly the same thing is true in meditation. Meditation is the discovery that the point of life is always arrived at in the immediate moment. Therefore, if you meditate for an ulterior motive, that is to say, to improve your mind, to improve your character, to be more efficient in life, you've got your eye on the future and you are not meditating. Because the future is a concept. It doesn't exist. As the proverb says, tomorrow never comes. There is no such thing as tomorrow. There never will be. Because time is always now. That's one of the things we discover when we stop talking to ourselves, stop thinking, we find there is only a present moment.
d'Haïti, nous tous concernés. Près de 200 ans, nous chantait liberté, mais qui côté nous y bien des 100 ans, pays malade couché, son seul chant l'a chanté. Moi malade couché, pas à lever. Pas à lever. Moi malade, moi couché, faut que moi lever. Wal mon en haut, moi pas mon ici, les bons dieux et les poirés. Faut que moi lever. Pays malade li couché, faut qu'il leve en moi. Wal mon an, moi pas mon ici, les bons dieux et les poirés. Les bons dieux et les poilés.
Jama Munumbi tunga ve jamana warela Jenny Feneke
sweetheart, in my darkness, one true light shines.
Uncut hardcore, exposing the sheep from the goat, the cutthroats, the snatching pocketbook folks, the car thieves, the crooked police. I'm exposing your ass to corruption from these we are told to trust.
You are now listening to Operator.
Uncut hard.
You are
Good women pushed to the side. I'd rather die dignified. glorifying hoes, sliding down poles. No respect for your own body, but expect a man to uphold brainwash behavior. And it don't matter how good the money, you're playing roulette with your body, honey. See, we already been scrutinized, disrespected and victimized, brought here based on lies. They can't even understand the tears we cried. Refuse to accept responsibility for taking our ancestors' lives. We were smart enough to build this land and can't even get a helping hand. Pay attention to the results of the revolution. The continued hate from some folks that made the Constitution. Fake president elections, politicians with suspicions and doomed by their own omissions. The haters, the perpetrators, the false legislators, the down low black haters. Raw, uncut, hardcore. The revolution will not be televised because they introduced dope, coke, crack to the throat, brought over guns, raped our daughters and killed our sons, taught us this bullshit we didn't even know. And some of us became so blinded, the results of the revolution is the only thing we know. Uncut, hardcore. The hate women share toward one another is deep. Jealousy, envy, unnecessary conceit. Yet you claim you want a God sheep. The sisterhood is now rejected, and there was a time when it was much respected. Uncut hardcore. Shame to those who weren't born insane, but allowed drugs to destroy the brain. The ratchet, the lazy, the don't want to work, having baby after baby. Some of the reason why they justify treating us so goddamn shady. So we all receive the condescending title. Low life, them folks ain't going nowhere, hanging on the corner jokers. You people disrespecting the illegals, gang banging. It's time to unite. Let me repeat that line. Gang bangers, it's time to unite. Put down those guns and stop the black on black crime. Our ancestors turning over in their graves, broken hearted on what they went through and how we behave. Bringing down the neighborhood, smiling like we understood. Picking fights over drugs, scheming with thugs. Setting up your friends you claim you love. In jail snitches. For little snacks you become bitches. Raw, uncut hardcore. This will not be televised. You will not see this on Fox 5 because it's too raw, uncut hardcore. Raw, uncut hardcore.
This is the way we dance, dance, dance. This is the way we feel inside, inside my mind, your mind. This is the way we groove, we feel the funk, the soul, in the minds, in the bodies. We love to feel the dance. Now dance, baby. Nobody knows my mission in this music. Only you can feel where I'm coming from, where I'm coming from. Feel the music, feel your body. Now dance, baby. Dance, baby. This is the way we are, we feel our music. This is the way we love to get down, get down, get down, get down. It doesn't matter who you are, who you be, what you do, who are you? You could be a star, a DJ. You could be yourself. Be yourself, be yourself. It's all about the way you dance, you dance, you dance, you groove to this vibe, to my vibe, your vibe, our vibe. It doesn't matter, just dance, 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 dance. Now dance, baby. Just dance, baby. Dance, baby. You already know who I am, who I am. Look at me now, I'm shaking, I'm feeling the groove I got with you. I don't care what you think or who you are, I'm having fun, fun, fun. It's all about dancing, romancing, feeling myself, feeling who I am, feeling who I be. Shaking my body on the dance floor. It's all I really want to be. Is me, is me, is me. But most importantly, I wanna dance, 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 dance. I wanna dance. Now dance, baby. Now dance, baby. Shake that, baby.
Yes, sir. So when can we expect you to play soon again?
The sooner the better.
I like that.
All right, this was Why Do You Care episode 7 or 8?
27. I don't know.
28. Thank you, Yuna, for coming. It means a lot. And yeah, we will. You will hear from her very soon, or see her on the dance floor.
Yes, or
Thank
just
you for
text
listening.
her to play somewhere.
Bye.
You're listening to Operator.